and welcome to another roll call video. Today we are going to discuss communicating with mentally ill individuals. This training is specifically designed for civilian employees. Individuals suffering from psychiatric or substance abuse disorders sometimes display any one of a number of frightening behaviors. These include verbal outbursts, physical threats, and even violence. Nearly 1 out of 5 Americans experience mental illness at some point in their life. As an employee in the law enforcement profession, whether sworn or non-sworn, you will encounter people with mental illness, whether it's a major impairment like dementia or something more minor, such as moderate depression. Dealing with individuals who are mentally ill, drug dependent, victims of traumatic events, struggling with developmental disabilities, brain injuries, or personality disorders is an essential part of our profession. Therefore, it is crucial to develop strategies and skills to communicate in a manner that will de-escalate and maintain safety for the citizen and the employee. There may be many questions you might ask yourself. Some of these might include, many mentally ill people look just like anyone else. How can I recognize them? There is not just one type of mentally ill person. People with the same diagnosis can be very different. How can I tell what to expect from a specific person even when I know something about mental illness in general? How can I tell if I'm going to be safe? This person seems to be acting so strangely. Is what they're doing an indicator of hostility or potential violence? This video will offer some tools to assist you with individuals who may suffer from psychiatric or substance abuse disorder and provide you with appropriate and safe ways to interact and respond to their needs. The most important tool in communicating with anybody, mentally ill or not, is respect. Treat the other person like you would like to be treated. When someone feels respected and heard, they are more likely to be respectful and consider what others say. Let them tell their story. Sometimes people simply have to say their piece. There is no need to problem solve and no need to interrupt. In such cases, listening with attention and respect is all they need. This requires solid active listening skills. So, let's talk about active listening. Active listening is a conscious effort to hear and understand people so you get the complete message. There are several ways to accomplish this. Pay attention. This is the most important part. In order to pay attention, put your own thoughts on hold. We have a tendency to think about our own responses instead of listening to what is being said. Don't interrupt, and show you are listening. There are 7 active listening skills that we can utilize that will help. They are minimal encourages, simple verbal actions such as okay, I see, and nonverbal nodding. Open-ended questions like, tell me what happened. This helps diffuse tension and provides valuable information and insight to their perspective. Reflecting or mirroring. This is accomplished by repeating the last word spoken, such as when a person says, and this really made me angry. You would respond, it really made you angry? Emotional labeling. Identifying the person's emotions validates what they are feeling instead of minimizing it. For example, saying, you seem sad. Paraphrasing. Paraphrasing is repeating in your own words what you interpreted the person said. Effective pauses. Part of listening includes utilizing silence and pausing before taking your turn to speak. iMessages. iMessages are delivered by saying, I feel, and then name the feeling, when, and then describe the behavior. For example, I feel angry when people call me names. There are also 4 rules of active listening that can help with this process. Seek to understand before you seek to be understood. Be non-judgmental. Give your undivided attention to the speaker. Use silence effectively. Your demeanor is also very important. Sometimes when dealing with uncomfortable situations or difficult people, we have to check our own stress response. We may feel apprehensive, nervous, or even scared when dealing with a serious mental illness. It is important to stay calm and in control. Take a deep breath and relax your facial muscles. Appear calm, centered, and self-assured. Some things that you can do are be honest and forthcoming about how you can help them or what your limitations in helping are. Use a conversational tone of voice. A normal tendency is to have a high-pitched, tight voice. Be respectful even when firmly setting limits or calling for assistance. The agitated individual is very sensitive to feeling shamed and disrespected. Allow extra physical space. Acknowledge what they are saying and how they feel. Validate emotions, not delusions. Paraphrase. For example, if I understand you correctly, you and I, or is that what you were saying? Engage the person in the process by asking for opinions and suggestions. There are some behaviors you should avoid. These don'ts are, don't be confrontational or defensive, even if the comments or insults are directed at you. They're not about you, so don't take it personally. Don't play into delusions. If a person sees something that isn't there, don't pretend you see it as well. Instead, you may say, I understand you believe you see something, but what you are seeing isn't there. Don't smile. It may look like mockery or anxiety. Don't argue or try to convince. Don't criticize, accuse, or blame. Don't assume. Clarify by asking questions. Don't use sarcasm. Avoid sounding patronizing or condescending. Communicating with mentally ill people is most difficult when they're becoming agitated. Agitated people experience words, particularly a lot of them, as confusing, aggravating, and/or threatening. Therefore, whatever you say, keep it simple. Agitated subjects pay more attention to other aspects of communication, like muscular tension, the amount of physical space between you, positioning of your hands, and the tone, pitch, or speed of your voice. Do not get loud or try to yell over a screaming person. Wait until he or she takes a breath and speak calmly in an average volume. Answer all informational questions, no matter how rudely asked. Do not answer abusive questions. Give no response. Trust your instincts. If you are not making any headway with communication, tell them we are done, or get assistance. Although civilian staff is not expected to de-escalate aggressive behaviors, you may still be faced with trying to help upset individuals calm down. So to summarize, don't make things a power struggle. Be calm and direct. Show empathy. Listen. Be respectful and professional, and request assistance from an officer if there are safety concerns. Thank you for taking the time to watch this training. If you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to contact Sergeant Pam Farmer or Corporal Sean Collins. Thank you again for your time, and stay safe.